Where'd you go?
Sorry.
Get your head in the game.
I have seriously missed this. City was about to blow up. No one realized I wasn't here.
Where did you go, Wall?
I went to Earth too. I had to talk to Jessie, hear it from her. She told me she needs to focus on herself, and I get it. And I think I have to do the same, right? So, I'm leaving Central City.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna go stay with a friend in Blue Valley for a while.
Every hero has their own journey. If yours is taking you on a new path, you owe it to yourself to go.
Hey everybody, what's going on? You asked me for a new Titans video because supposedly we're going to be getting Roy Harper on that. I'll explain a little bit about the logistics because they're filming that in Toronto, and Colton Haynes is coming back to Arrow this season, so there's like a lot of Roy Harper stuff happening on TV. And what's going on with Wally West because he just left The Flash. They're also doing a little bit of retooling with the way they handle multiple speedsters. If you're finding me for the first time, be sure to subscribe to get everything. There's Flash Ring giveaway stuff that I'll explain at the end of the video too. So they already have Nightwing, Beast Boy, Raven, Starfire, Hawk, Dove, and then a couple more minor police characters from the Chuck Dixon Nightwing run because it's going to be sort of the era that the TV show is set in. So the Roy Harper description reads, male age 17 to 19, Caucasian, athletic, street smart, cocky yet charming. His life is changed forever when he crosses a crime fighter and is given a new outlet for his rebellious ways, recurring guest star. So when it says recurring guest star, it just means that he's not going to be in every single episode, maybe like 3 or 4 episodes out of 13 total. So naturally, that description reads exactly like Roy Harper's backstory in the comics. They even did the exact same version of that for Colton Haynes' Arrow character. But the thing is that even if they do get Roy Harper, it sounds like they're going to recast the role and it'll be somebody different. So this sort of confirms that this is happening on a different Earth in the multiverse, meaning that you'll probably see characters that you've already seen on Arrow, but there'll be different actors playing them, and that'll sort of explain why it's not the exact same person. But I think part of the reason for not going with Colton Haynes is, one, he would have had to sign on to the series. He's been doing a lot of American Horror Story stuff. He's been doing a lot of movies, and you can't do that when you do a lot of television shows for most of the year. So I'm fine with them recasting the role, but I know a lot of you are still like, well, wait a minute. If they have Colton on Arrow and they have this other Roy Harper on Titans, how's that going to work out at the same time? Well, if you remember, Colton Haynes does not go on Arrow that often. They make references to Roy every once in a while. So if they're not going to be using the character, because he is a core Teen Titans character, I am totally fine with Titans recasting and doing another version of that. As long as it ends up being awesome, I think everybody will be fine with it. Part of the other reason for recasting the role is if the show goes for like 7 seasons, they don't want like a 35, 38-year-old Colton Haynes. He's like in his late 20s right now, so he's not that old, but you get the idea. Like they don't want a really old Roy Harper by the time they get to the end of the show, so they want somebody that can grow with the rest of the characters. But the next big comic book character sounds like it's going to be Elastigirl. It says, female 20s to 30s, Caucasian, small town, Midwestern girl gone to Hollywood. Jennifer is a star on the rise. She comes across as doe-eyed, all-American, and naive in her approach to art and life. Jennifer emulates the classic girl-next-door actors from the 1940s and 50s, a bit like she's from Stepford Wives in her thinking and appearance. Jennifer feels like a woman out of time. So instantly I was like, wait a minute, are they casting a time traveler like Legion of Superheroes style? No, it's more likely that they're casting Elastigirl, who is an actress in the comics, or she was formerly an actress before she became a superhero. She debuted during a Teen Titans story, so she's like a core Titans character. Anybody that debuted in a Teen Titans comic book is fair game for the Titans show to do, so that's probably the characters that they'll be focusing on. So when you're wondering about characters that they cast, just think about Teen Titans characters. But if you guys saw last night's episode of The Flash with the elongated man, think about it that way. Like that's how they accomplish powers like that. So Elastigirl, elongated man, relatively similar powers. But then the next character is supposed to be females, 40, Caucasian, forever sleepless with a worry she's the mother to a young, troubled teen seeking a recognizable cameo face or name. So this one is a relatively minor appearance of a pretty big character because it's supposed to be Raven's mother. So they're looking for like a really big actress to be like, oh my god, You were impregnated with the seed of Trigon. How did that work out? There's a big Rosemary's Baby story in there somewhere, but she was part of a cult. The cult is the one that worshipped Trigon that they wanted to bring into this world. So that's how you get to Raven, because she's like the vessel for Trigon to come into our world. So of course, it wouldn't be a Titans TV show if they weren't going to deal with Raven's backstory and Trigon eventually. I'm not expecting him to be the villain of Season 1. It's a little too soon to go to him that big a villain, that huge. Maybe Season 2, Season 3, we'll see. But I wouldn't be surprised if they tease the cult that's trying to track Raven down so that they can bring Trigon to this world, and the cult itself is more of a villain the first season. But then speaking of cult, you have the cult of Blood, Brother Blood. It sounds like they're casting him for the TV show too, which makes sense because he's a huge Titans character. So it says, open ethnicity, age 50s to 60s, so an older man, outwardly a warm, kind presence. He doesn't seem the type to be powerful or malicious, but he has the ability to turn on a dime and be the most terrifying man you've ever met. Recurring guest star. So it sounds like they're setting Brother Blood up to be a relatively behind-the-scenes presence in Season 1, but then a much bigger deal in future seasons as they push into Trigon territory. But now moving into Wally West territory on The Flash. So he just left that TV show. A lot of people are like, is that because he's going to Titans? So this is what's going on with him this season. I can't say anything for what's going to happen with him next season, but part of the reason why the producers said that they made him leave the show for a couple episodes is because there's way too many speedsters, it's expensive, it's hard to handle him from a story perspective, because in order for Wally to save the day, you have to think of a reason for Barry to not save the day, and he literally just came out of the Speed Force 4 times more powerful than when he went in. So if he's that powerful, then why would he need help from Wally? So it's a lot of logic problems, so it's much easier just to put him on the sidelines for a couple weeks while you introduce new characters like the Elongated Man. Then you bring Wally back when the threat level rises to the point where you actually do need 2 speedsters to help out. But he's still a main character on the Flash TV show. That's not going to change anytime soon. So if Wally goes to Titans, it's probably not going to be till Season 2. And whereas it seems like they're recasting Roy Harper for Titans, I think that they would actually stick with Kenyon Lonsdale for Wally West because he's so young and it seems like he's so eager to play the character, and they've really only scratched the surface with him. So it's almost like Worf being on Next Generation and then going to Deep Space Nine and becoming a much bigger character, like them actually getting to develop him in a way that they didn't have time for on Next Gen because there were so many other bigger characters. They haven't announced a release date yet. I'm expecting, because they're going to be filming all the way up until like May next year, they're probably not going to start dropping episodes at least till the summer or the fall. But they're also dropping Young Justice Season 3 on that DC streaming service. That might wind up dropping during the summer because they're doing like 23 to 26 episodes of that. But they still haven't announced when they're going to start premiering episodes. So I think they're just trying to figure out logistics and making sure that they have enough episodes in the can to start dropping them. But it's probably going to be on a weekly basis, the way that they're dropping one episode of Star Trek or the way that HBO does episodes on its HBO Now streaming service. But when we get new information about that, I'll post new videos, so don't worry too much about that right now. There is a new round of that Flash Ring giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a Titans-related comment. Congratulations to the winner from the last video, Decoria Kanzler. I think I'm pronouncing your name right. And I still get lots of questions about the Flash Ring. I think it's from mostly younger people that just don't understand the logic of buying stuff online. Flash Rings are purchased online and then sent to winners. But because I need to pick from random comments, I can't pick people that say, give me the Flash Ring, because then automatically it becomes a non-random thing. So if you do want to enter Flash Ring giveaways, and this is really the same thing for all the giveaways that I do, just make sure the comment that you leave to enter yourself has nothing to do with winning the giveaway. Just has to be a random comment about whatever's happening in the video. That's it. Really simple. But click here for brand new Flash footage, and you can click here for brand new Justice League. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.